Hey all, and welcome to another episode of the Grappling Network's Best of series. I'm Blair.
And I'm Alex.
And if you're a fan of wrestling, you're in for a real treat today. On this episode, we're going to feature the most exciting matches from D3, D2, and the clubs.
Definitely a contrast in styles of wrestling here, but we'll see how Alves is able to capitalize. Reach you across the body here, and he'll go straight back to his roll through tilt. The 2-on-1 tilt. 2 points to make it 8-0 Alves. Bonus points right now. He's going to want to keep this 9-0 lead. He's got riding time intact. As I do know that Minino is dangerous with a nice duck under there for 2 points. As I just say of how dangerous Dante Minino can be.
Fry going out and trying to get some near fall points here in the early going. He's ranked number 1 in the country, the freshman out of Coventry, Rhode Island. A sophomore coming in with a 10-2 mark and looking for some near fall points. Action goes out of bounds. Goes with the quick dump. Look, they'll go low leg cradle there for a minute. And now he's got Levy in trouble again. Referee, you see, holding 2.
Well, starts in that bottom position, trying to peel the wrist, looking to sit out.
And a trip. Dirty trip there, a little judo style. Josiah Fry, ranked number 1 against 5th ranked James Levy. And there's 2 more. Trying to clear his head out of that front headlock situation. Now goes back underneath. Got the dump. Going to get some near fall out of this. Is he going to get 2 and 2? He's going to get 2 and 2, and that'll do it.
We've got the number 6 and number 10 ranked 125 putters. Crease, the national qualifier last year, is number 6 ranked. He's 7-1 in his junior campaign. Against Stud Morris, 19-3 in his junior campaign. There's a roll attempt there by Crease, and he'll get out for a 1-point escape. 40 seconds left here in the third. There's another Granby attempt there by Crease. This one, our third reversal in the third. Right off the whistle, Crease will give up a 2-point reversal to Morris. Both wrestlers with respective collar ties. There's a shot there by Morris. As UCO wanted that to be 2 points as he tried for that inside cradle and nothing's done. And now Crease will try to get around by rolling through on that right leg of Morris. Referee will let them wrestle. As Morris sits off, and there's a Granby roll by Crease. Crease now has Morris in trouble. That's a pin.
Dude, I tell you, Alex, I love seeing this NWCA. These club kids are going at it. They're agile. They're really throwing some funk out there. And the D2 kid from Johnson & Wales, is Josiah Fry. I'm like, that guy's throwing everything in the kitchen sink of the dude, and it was like really something. And I just really don't want to miss the part of stepping over and Stud. His name was
For sure. Yeah.
Right? The kid from the UCO.
Yeah, I mean, how his body type is exactly how you'd picture someone named Stud. He's like short, stocky, like a little brick shit house, you know?
Let's get to the next wrestler.
Prentice leads Liberty 3-0. There's a shot there by Messick. Glory Street can get around there for possibly 2 points. Scurried around for 2 points. Quad pot position here from Schmidt. There's a half Nelson there from the left side from Messick. He's going to get back points here. This is a huge fall for Dylan Messick of Apprentice School.
And back in Louisville, we move to 133 pounds. We'll meet Christian Rivas for Johnson & Wales, and probably one of the best wrestling names in recent memory. This is Joe Pins from Wartburg. And there's Pins striking first with the first 2 points of the bout. And there you see the 2-on-1 roll through tilt for Pins, who oddly enough is one of the best in the country at technical falls. Rivas has got him in trouble. He steps over, and Pins rolls through it, avoiding disaster. And choice went to Pins. Rivas goes, I'm going to go neutral, and in on the attack, showing that he's probably more proficient here than he is in top and bottom. Well, cut back, and Pins is going to score 2 and go up 8-0. Riding time, if it's over a minute at the end of regulation, you get an extra point. Now you see Pins with that foot in bounds. That's all you need. Toe and eyelash, if any part of your body maintains in that cylinder, you're still in bounds. Back in on the leg attack. Swims through the leg. And comes out. Gets 2 on the takedown. That's the 2 he needed, 18-3.
But be careful here with Dylan Lucas. He does have a very strong Greco-Roman background at the world level. So definitely knew what to do from up top. And he will scramble to get a 2-point takedown of his own. He'll go straight here to the bottom and try to work from up top. And Meekins will get 1 point of loss of control and make this 2-1. A minute gone by here in the first, and already we have a 2-1 score. But Lucas did a great job with his counterattack and getting around for a 2-point takedown. 6-0 lead for the Huskies after an overtime pin by Paxton Crease over Stud Morris. There's a fireman's carry attempt there by Lucas, and he'll get 2-point takedown. It is a textbook fireman's carry there from Mr. Dylan Lucas. As Lucas is going to try a throw, but he's going to get caught on his back. A 1-point escape from Lucas, but tries a throw.
Alex, I got to tell you, I love this guy from Wartburg. Joe Pins. Come on, bro. Really?
I mean, it's like a movie character name for wrestling. You know, it's like, couldn't be any better.
Vision Quest 2, here we come, Joe Pins. And the best part about it, the kid's got skills, right? So he's
100%. He's slick.
And he ends up with the tech, so you got to love that.
Yeah, Joe Tech doesn't work out.
Here is semifinal action of the 2023 NWCA Multi-Division National Duels. And we're out of bounds, and we'll go right back in the middle of the mats. Both wrestlers have an escape as they both pick down in the second and third periods. Not the best shot by Robbins. Grammer's going to try to make him pay. Slide by in the right. He did not clear his arm, and there's a hip toss by Robbins. Robbins is going to get the hip toss to go for a takedown. He'll get near fall, but will he get a pin here with 50 seconds to go? And there's a pin. Jordan Robbins with the hip toss late in the third to get another pin for the Builders.
Terrakina ranked number 1 in the nation, a senior out of Eagle Beach, Hawaii, James Campbell High School. NCAA Division III runner-up a year ago. Part of a very accomplished wrestling family from the Aloha State. And Terrakina will strike first with 2. Gabe Leo ranked 8th in the country, a sophomore out of Roselle Park, New Jersey. Frenchie's shout out. Nice far-reaching ankle, doubles off. Quick, clean, and beautiful. Riding time up over 90 seconds for Terrakina. Chop it through. Going to try to get a roll-through tilt there. There's the sweep, the trip, doubles off. There's 2, so he's got the major locked up, at least at this point. And Leo tries to roll through again from that bottom position. Sometimes you get caught there. And crab ride now at the half. Leo trying to peel the half, and he's got criteria, so referee holding 2. And he will get 2 near fall. And that will secure the major for sure.
Right into 141 pounds, Nate Kine, Central Oklahoma, Elias Craig of St. Cloud State. As a 1-point escape there for Kine, and he goes immediately right in on his offense. Craig was a little lackadaisical getting back up to his feet as Kine immediately got a 1-point escape and went right in on the legs of Craig, and he gets a 2-point takedown, where he gave up his first takedown. Try to rotate around the hips, Craig, the scrambling position. Add that deep waist in, but that's 2 points for Kine. Kine kept his hips back. Now Kine leads 8-4 with riding time again, approaching up to around a minute. Kine still controlling those wrists, and immediately goes down to that far ankle and brings Craig right back down to the mats.
So we're in the 141 weight class, and I mean, I tell you, these guys, they're throwing out so much funk, right? The evolution of wrestling, you just keep seeing it going, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it just shows the creativity from each wrestler. It's like they feel something, they can maybe like explore this different avenue of an escape, and they just go for it. And it's like a new thing that someone might never see again, you know?
Yeah, that Leo Esperinoli, I'm butchering his name, but they said that he had some Greco experience. Well, I don't want to be that guy, but I like the way he did that really terrible lat drop and ended up on his back, you know? So,
Yeah.
Zachary Ortega, the number 6 ranked wrestler at 149 pounds, was against Charles Hudson, the senior Liberty. It's a single leg. Crashes Hudson down to the mat. Hudson, though, wants to scramble here from this position. He hasn't given up 2 yet. Now he will. We'll put it behind him, and he'll pick down to start the third and final period. And that is immediately a 1-point escape for Hudson. We'll tie things up 2-2. There's a nice high cross single attempt, trying to switch to a double. And Hudson will get around for a 2-point takedown. Looking to get a stick here. Minute left in the third, and there it is. There's a big pin for Charlie Hudson.
We're going to see something a little different. We haven't seen this look from Johnson & Wales but one other time this season. Hayden Brown, who is ranked number 5 in the country at 157 pounds, is now down to 149 pounds. And he's taking on Chris Rumpf, senior out of Portage, Indiana. Hanging on the leg is Brown. Rumpf trying to peel it and force over. Brown did a good job readjusting his lock. Swims through. Coming close to scoring the 2 here. Steps over the leg, turns in, and he does get the 2. Rumpf up to his feet. Brown lift and return, but that's how the period's going to end.
St. Cloud State University against the University of Central Oklahoma. Your NCAA Division II final of the 2023 Multi-Division National Dual Meet Championships here from Louisville, Kentucky. Brought to you by the U.S. Marine Corps. We're at 149. Right off the bat, Filippo. We go out of bounds. And Central Oklahoma leads on top of St. Cloud State. There is a single leg attempt there by Bianchini. He'll cut the corner, try to shelf it off the right side. Nice trip there by Bianchini as he penetrates forward. A lot of these matches have been close, but it's been the aggressor who has been getting the takedowns. 49 so far, very similar matchup of what we had at 25. Very close. Bianchini hits it on a single leg, trying to get a trip, and he does. Another takedown for Bianchini. Got a pair of youngsters coming at you here at 157. We're going to finish 149 here, 7-6 with a minute to go. He's got to make sure he's got that leg pulled away from his own legs. As Filippo tries to switch around the hips around 2, but Bianchini gets a 2-point takedown. $197, $235 at heavyweight. You're right here at 157, Ian McElhaney. Nice mat return, and he will try to control off here from the left side. Roll attempt there from Norris from underneath, and he will get the roll. The Peterson roll, he will get a 2-point reversal and 2-point near fall. McElhaney a chance, and he will get a cradle in himself, so he will get a reversal. And they will give that a 2 count. Some upper body action here, and McElhaney with the strong whizzer. There's a fake, there's a shot, there's stall called on McElhaney. There's a nice high cross single attempt there by Norris. And that will be it. Time, I believe, did run out.
And we come back to action here in Louisville, moving to 157 pounds. Jason Bryant here with you as Wartburg, leading Johnson & Wales 9-8 after 4 bouts. Here are the semifinals of the U.S. Marine Corps NWCA Multi-Division National Dual Meet Championships. This is Division 3. David Hollingsworth taking the mat, ranked number 1 in the country at 157 pounds, a senior out of Owings Mills, Maryland. Hughes, a graduate student, 21-10 on the season so far out of Lebanon, New Jersey, North Hunterdon High School. A dangerous draw. He's got 10 falls this year. That's a big old fist. Oh, big throw. And this is where Hughes looking to get some points. Big trip has Hollingsworth in trouble, and Hollingsworth avoids disaster. But Hughes, huge. And a 6-0 lead, under a minute to go here in our first period at 157. Hollingsworth driving in, doubling off, trying to finish. Locks around the waist, lifts up, gets 2, and quickly pops back up, giving up the escape. So the major is gone. Sweep. Oh, big throw for Hughes, looking for the fall, and there's the fall. And that's a huge one.
Nick Novak of St. Cloud State, the sophomore, will be going against the redshirt freshman Gabe Johnson. Johnson, number 2 ranked against number 4 ranked Nick Novak. It's a single leg attempt by Johnson. He'll switch to a double chest wrap attempt here by Novak, though. A lot of pressure here on the upper body of Johnson, making it difficult for him to come down. And now Johnson still stays in on that initial shot, though, with that single leg. He'll try to shelf this leg up. Novak has done his defense well so far with that chest wrap, and now Johnson's trying to finish this from a single leg. And now Johnson will get a 2-point takedown. Stays with that single leg. And now he'll look with that tilt, look for some back points. Novak with another shot. Nice single leg attempt. He'll stretch across the body and get 2 points. 2-point takedown for Novak. 2-point takedown for Novak. And he is going to get riding time close to a minute, and it's over a minute, and he'll ride out for the win after getting a stall call as well to make it 5-3 for the Huskies at 157 pounds.
So at the 157, I think you're right on the money, man. These guys are incredible athletes, right?
100%. I mean, their ability to move and like split their body out in different positions to escape from like a takedown, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool too, because especially in these middleweights, you get all of the scramble and the excitement of those little guys in the wrestling, where it's just like, but you also get the strength and all of that kind of stuff that comes with it too, and the power wrestling and all of it. And I tell you, one thing to keep in mind, UCO and St. Cloud, they've gone back and forth for years now on who are the #1 national champion, every year, both in the duels and in the individuals. So great wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't know that, so that's great to know. I mean, definitely keep an eye out for those guys in the upcoming years.
Halfway through our match here at 165 pounds. 2 minutes and 15 seconds of riding time for Ethan Baker as Weber gets away for his first point of the match. 1-point escape, 4-1 lead here. And there's a shot there by Weber. Baker now with the double overs. Weber with the double unders, and he will get 2 points. And now we'll start on our feet to start the third and final period. 4-3 lead here for Baker. As a duck under attempt there by Baker. And he will put Weber to his back. Roll through nicely there. Off the duck under. And we'll get the stick. Ethan Baker with another pin for the Apprentice School Builders.
At 165 pounds, meet Nathan Fuller from Wartburg and Christian Murphy of Johnson and Wales. With a big fall from Hughes has put Johnson and Wales into the lead now. And in the scramble situation, we're trying to clear his leg as we're still neutral. Steps over, frees it, clears it, gets 2, and Fuller goes up 2-0. And Fuller going to come in on that last attack and get 2. Tries to throw in a boot. Swings and misses, but does gain controls, up 6-2. Just past 35 seconds gone by in our second period here at 165. And Fuller lets him go. One escape. A little cat and mouse here on the edge. Good low double attempt there by Fuller. Almost kind of like waiting for his opponent, baiting him to shoot. And there you see why. Yeah, you took the bait. I'm going to spin behind and get 2 more, says Mr. Fuller.
When we're looking at Ty Lucas, he is a senior from Ardmore, Oklahoma, Plainview High School. He's a 2-time All-American at 157 against the All-American on the junior college level and at the D2 level, Anthony Fararra. Fararra will try to ride on top of Lucas here. Nice mat return. We're getting Lucas right back down. Lucas has been a staple at 157 for UCO, getting points in the national tournament. Right now, he's in on a single leg attempt, and he will do a great job of getting deep in on that single leg. Trying to show the ref, I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to work. 40 seconds left. St. Cloud State bench wants a call for stalling. Got to start moving. Takedown will win this match for Fararra. And Lucas will square up. The ref will let them wrestle out the rest of the match, and almost at the end, time has run out, and almost a takedown with a second left.
165s, man. Tell me what are your thoughts on 165ers?
I feel like it's a dangerous weight class. You know, they're still very quick and very powerful, and I just feel like every person might be well balanced with their ability in those areas.
Well, the one thing I'll tell you that is really resonating for me, this Johnson & Wales program, I'm becoming a huge fan. They're not winning every match, but they're bringing solid wrestling every single match. It's either the recruiting or the coaching or a combination of both, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I think they're approaching it pretty smart. I mean, to my knowledge, they're a business school, so I feel like they're probably approaching wrestling in like a really well thought out way and trying to build the program up to be like a good foundation and recruiting the right people too.
Yeah, there's a shot there by Kaminsky. Great job there by Kaminsky. Looked like he was just going to shook him by from the upper body. He gets around for a 2-point takedown. Couple of 174-pounders available here for Apprentice. I've got either Reese Carlson or Landon Kissel. As my score sheet is telling me, it is Reese Carlson, that he does get reversed here. Carlson will look to get the reversal, but great job by Kaminsky rolling through. Nicely done by Zachary Kaminsky. There's a shot there by Romero. Gets in on a single leg. We'll try to shout this up, and he gets a 2-point takedown. Great job by Romero showing his strength. Already 21 seconds of riding time here for the national champ, Adam Romero. With his new team, St. Cloud State. Getting that firepower from Abra Romero. Got to get their team back into here. We're at 174, and Romero gets his second takedown of the match. His high crotch single penetrates forward.
Low-level attack there by Mulder, trying to go up underneath and hipping in with the overtie. Ross, 2 more. Mulder attacking, collar tie. Pushes the action to the edge. Grabs an ankle, going to try to swim through. He's through, and we're getting into possibly a neutral danger situation. And neutral danger situation is when both athletes are in the neutral position, which they are now. And Mulder to come out on top and get the takedown here late in the bout to make it 5-2, but too little too late in this case. Time is going to run out.
Alex, I got to tell you, I'm really a big fan of this neutral danger zone, and for a number of different reasons. You familiar with how that works?
Not so much. I feel like I've been out of the game a little bit. I grew up wrestling competitively, but the danger zone situation is kind of new to me.
So that was around 2017, somewhere in there. And what essentially transpired is if you haven't scored the takedown or a control or a reversal, you can't get the near fall count, right? But what happens with the evolution of wrestling is you got all these guys doing the passover and all this kind of stuff. They're wrestling from these unusual positions where they're exposing their back, and it's you have to be progressing past that. So if you're hanging out in that position looking for the stall, right, you're gonna get that swipe count on you, and then they're gonna give up the near fall points, and you're still fighting for the control. So you could give up those near fall points before you've ever been taken down.
Gotcha. That actually makes a lot of sense. I feel like growing up wrestling, you feel like you should be getting some sort of points for, the work you're doing, and they're exposing their back. So
yeah, well, I tell you, man, old guys like me, it was a cardinal rule. You never roll across your back. Ever, ever, ever. It's just not something you do.
Yeah. No, I mean, my time, the funk was around, so we were doing that. But yeah, it's kind of cool how it's come around the last few years of the danger.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's part of, it's just a staple of wrestling right now. You have to know all of these positions. And what I love about it, it is part of the evolution. So back in the 90s, 1990s, there was a guy, Rich Bailey from Cal State Bakersfield, and I believe he really should be credited for being the originator of the funk. He was the first guy to turn the back flip, right? Yeah, so countering the leg attack, he was turning the back flip. And then sometime, probably 3 or 4 years after him, you had Jerry Abbas, right? Another California kid, and all these California guys were known. I'm a California kid. We were known for doing funky stuff, right? Jerry Abbas was doing a lot of the unconventional positions, and he and his brother were both breakdancers, which is something to think about.
I mean, that ability by itself, breakdancing, is wild. So to take that to something like grappling wrestling, whole new perspective for possibilities.
And for those of you guys who don't know, Jerry Abbas was a 3-time national runner-up in the D1, and his brother went on to take second in the Olympics. So they're as legit as it comes in the sport of wrestling, right? But they were doing things that were very unconventional. And I tell you, as a student of jiu-jitsu and an avid fan of all grappling sports, I really love that there's all these different positions that happen now. It really just grows it, right? It's not just the old Iowa way of Dan Gable, just forward. Now maybe you go under, or you go over, or you think about something different.
I agree. I mean, I feel like being a well-rounded person in different areas and different fields, you can take a different perspective into wrestling and discover something new based on something you learned somewhere else, whether it's something completely different or something that has some overlap. So I feel like being well-rounded and interested in different things will help kind of improve you in areas like wrestling as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's again why I tell you why this neutral danger zone, I love it, because it's a response to the evolution of the sport.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's needed. Stuff like that's needed for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
David McElravy Jr. against Gabriel Hayes. Hayes of Liberty, McElravy Jr. of Apprentice. And now at 184, Apprentice McElravy Jr. will try to get his builders back in the winning column as her nice 2-point takedown. Will immediately try to ride Hayes, but Hayes does a great job. There's a low shot by McElravy Jr. Hayes sprawls nicely and will go into the third period. See what Hayes can do here. He already has an escape. He has riding time built around 15 seconds, but that looks like that will disappear here momentarily. Flat on his stomach. But McElravy will now start getting his riding time up. And stalling will be called on Hayes. Hayes now working from the bottom. Lee hobbles back in the middle. Might have hurt his knee there in that last go, but he gets called for stalling because when you're on top, you got to start working off from the sides. And he wasn't. He's got riding time locked up, and that will do it. That is some tough wrestling there by Mr. David McElravy Jr. We'll go to 184 pounds. Alex Kaufman, in his debut as a Central Oklahoma Bronco this year, will be going against Bryce Fitzpatrick, the redshirt freshman. He is the third Fitzpatrick brother to wrestle for St. Cloud State. There's a shot there by Kaufman. Try to roll through. Fitzpatrick trying to pass through. Kaufman does a great job keeping his hips back, standing up straight, being content. Late season drop to 174 and was an All-American, and now debuting his 2022-2023 campaign for the Broncos here at 184. They have lost since then. And for St. Cloud State, since losing to Central Oklahoma in the National Duel Final last year, they have rocked off 12 straight dual wins. Roll attempt there by Fitzpatrick, and he'll get a 2-point reversal. Bryce Fitzpatrick with the Grammy roll for 2. He's got to get that riding time down. And there is a high crotch single to a double attempt there by Fitzpatrick, and it's a 2-point takedown. It's a shot right off the whistle there by Fitzpatrick. Kaufman, cat-like reflexes, gets out of it and goes with the thigh pry over the top. With 3 seconds left, the senior Alex Kaufman is going to pick up a huge win for the Broncos and increase their lead. There is definitely a nifty takedown attempt there by Murphy. Spins around, gets it on a single leg attempt. Matthew Henson of Apprentice, hopping up on one leg. Doing a great job of standing up there, but that is one way to get you down with one leg up in the air. Start spinning you around. Caution called on Murphy. Moving a little too much there before the start of the whistle. And a roll attempt there by Henson. Gets in on the single. Has a single leg up in the air. From Murphy with the aggression, just strong aggression here. Picks up Henson in the air, safely brings him down, splits the legs, won't take the Turk, but instead will still get 2 points. Murphy will go to work here from the left side. Roll attempt there by Henson. Murphy is going to get Henson on his back after a really tough deep waist crash down attempt. Nice double leg attempt there by Murphy. Henson gets him right back up to his feet. The double over, he'll try to toss across his body. He's going to get caught on his back.
Two weights to go here in Louisville. Division III semifinals between Johnson and Wales and Wartburg. Jason Bryant back with you. Now we'll meet the number 2 ranked wrestler in Division III. This is Masoma Mo Endine, undefeated sophomore. His opponent, Dylan Haar, also a sophomore out of Mountain, Pennsylvania, Governor Mifflin High School. And Endine quickly in with the big double. And Endine is a guy that's going to definitely cause a lot of problems. You had a lot of depth on this Johnson and Wales team. So a big roster, and this is why Coach Morris has a lot of events for his teams to get his guys matches. So a fall puts Wartburg into really good shape here, as will a technical fall. Technical fall and a decision will not do it. And there's Haar. He's going to get the reversal. Had Endine in trouble there for a moment. Steps through, grabs the ankle, and boom, finishes the 2. Pretty takedown there for Mo Endine.
Here we go at 197 pounds. Dom Murphy, Dalton Abney, 197, your premier match of this duel. The number 1 versus the number 4. Flexing that strength he's got from the hips. There's a single leg attempt there by Abney. Trying to shelf this single leg up. He'll limp arm out of the wizard. Shelf the single leg up again. Abney comes in, and it's a 2-point takedown. And there's some back points. And it looks like Abney may have collapsed on top of his ankle. The gamer Abney is, he's not going to give this up. Emotions have changed. Behavior has changed on the bench because they know this duel is still within reach. This would be a huge win for St. Cloud State. 33 seconds left. And where Abney can't stand up on his 2 feet, can't put pressure on that left ankle to get up, he tries a short sit, last desperation. That will not be enough, as Dom Murphy will ride out the national champion Dalton Abney and pick up a 9-0 major decision win for the Huskies. A huge win in the duel to make it 19-13 St. Cloud State with 1 match remaining in our national duel final here at Division II.
So we're in the 197s. Alex, tell me, what are your thoughts about these bigger guys?
I never would have known they're 197. They seem like they're moving like 160 pounders. They're agile, they're fast. So, they're still very powerful. They look a little thicker, a little stronger, but I wouldn't be able to tell they're 197 until you told me.
Yeah, literally, they're doing the level changes, they're lifting, all of that kind of stuff. It's so fun to watch. And, this again is a part of the evolution of wrestling, right? Wrestling used to be heavyweights are pushing each other back and forth. Nothing's going to happen. It's a 1-0 match or, something like that. But like you see with like Gable Stevenson and, even before that with Brock and all that kind of stuff, these guys are athletes and they change what heavyweight wrestling is.
No, I agree. It's completely changing from what it used to be. Now it's like this new elite level of agility with size.
Absolutely.
Pierce trying to look for some upper body. There's a shot there by Allen. Nice shot by Allen. 2-point takedown, a double leg takedown by Jeffrey Allen. He'll go to work on top.
Gonna go with Pennell and Betancourt. Big throw for Pennell. He's gonna get 2 as he throws it by, so that's the situation Pennell needs. He needs a fall for Wartburg to win this duel. Betancourt up to his feet. We'll try to chop the leg. And action going to go off the mat service. With a lot of these duels coming down to the wire, so a lot of excitement here at the Kentucky Exposition Center. A minute to go. Betancourt comes out, gets the reversal, and goes hard with the crossface.
4-time All-American, over 140 wins for Minnesota State Mankato. He is the winningest wrestler for Jim Makovsky at Minnesota State, and now has been a head assistant coach at St. Cloud State since the 2011-2012 season. 40 seconds left here in the first. No points scored as Streck gets in on a single leg. Try to shelf that up. And he will redirect that single leg. That's what you got to do when you're lifting up 260 pounds. There's a 2-point takedown for Streck. This is who you're going to have to beat if you're going to want to get yourself on top of that podium. Heavyweight. There is a single leg attempt there again by Streck. He's going to try to lift up and put a half in on the way down, but pretty hard to do that when you got a 260-pound guy like Elijah Novak. 9-3 lead. Riding time is in the bag. Front head position here by Streck. Looking for an inside cradle. That will work. He'll get around. St. Cloud State will look up to the clock and see this go down. One last desperation throw by Streck, and that will do it. 9-3 is 10-3 decision win for Streck.
Alex, that's going to bring us to the end of another episode of the Grappling Network's Best of series. What'd you think?
Pretty incredible. Their agility, their speed, their power, and how funky it was. It was really fun to watch.
This NWCA multi-divisional dual meet championship did not disappoint. I told you it would be good, right?
100%, and I had a great time.
I did too. Make sure to join us for the next one right here on the Grappling Network. We'll see you on the next go.
I think people have gotten away from what it truly is to be human. Being a good steward of the land and growing my own food is so important. When you farm, you get a connection to what's around you. It's better be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. People like organized and neatness, and I like to let the weeds grow sometimes. And I think that really relates to my personality as a grappler, my jiu-jitsu style and game. It's chaos. I like to create scrambles. I like to feel the energy of my opponent, especially when you make a guy quit. And then you make another guy quit. When I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I literally can close my eyes and shut my brain off and just flow. What happened last year? I was on a tear. I was ripping everybody's heads off, and I went into a match against a 2-time Olympian judo black belt. I treated him like he was a white belt. I tied up, I got tossed into a reverse triangle. Those rounds are so short, if you don't wake up right then, like, you're beat. And I lost in the finals, and that sucked. Knowing that, like, you were that close, did I really deserve to win at the end of the day? And the moment I walked off that mat, I recalibrated. Used to be a bit of a hellraiser and tyrant to my community, and I feel like I've lived a wild life. I always kind of felt like an outsider. I'm a redheaded stepchild. I grew up kind of pissed off at the world. I didn't have everything I wanted, but I had what I needed. A mom that worked her ass off, and my dad worked really hard, so much as where I didn't get to see him as much as I'd like to. I didn't have my dad standing there mat side when, you know, we were winning championships, and I was pissed off a lot about that. I, you know, got in a lot of fights. I got picked on a lot, and that energy breeds bad energy. Instead of wasting my wrestling talents, decided to go somewhere where I could try to get paid to fight instead of doing it in bars and on the street like a moron. Being able to be a martial artist shows you, like, you can stop that. And I found out that grappling was more my niche. I just came off a fight in Visalia, lost a split decision. The next day, I went to a concert. I happened to take a short fall off a cliff. I remember falling and thinking that I was falling for so long that I had time to think, like, this is gonna hurt. And I split my mouth open all the way up to my ear. I thought I was dying. I honestly did. Thought a lot about how I wronged different people, and I just didn't want to, you know, continue living like this. I was so depressed. I couldn't afford to, like, keep my gym. I was just starting to grow my own food because I, like, couldn't afford to eat anything else. Wanted to kill myself. But I had, like, the realest people around me that loved me and, like, kept me going. And out of that, I've formed the compound. What did I have to do to come back? Writing goals down, started growing food, started running and riding the bike every day, got back into jiu-jitsu. You have to get there. You know, the hardest thing to do is show up. Once you're there, it's easy. Started living again, essentially, stopped feeling bad for myself. And that's, for me, kind of how I'm trying to raise my daughter too. We're not rich, but I have a lot of time with my family that I need to spend.
Rock and roll, monkey.
That's life right now. It's the reason why I'm still alive. She shows me there's a reason to keep going.
Check this out.
What?
You grew that.
I know.
Amazing. It's your first pumpkin.
I work every day still, probably more hours than a 9 to 5. I get to have my daughter by my side, a lot of them.
Look at all this good food.
I get to spend time with my family more. I get to do what I love. I don't consider this work. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed, but everybody is. I think being a farmer is just about blessing people with the abundance of food. People are struggling financially, they're struggling physically, operating at a slower pace, a slower frequency. I think it's amazing to be able to really, walk into practice with a basket of food and set it on the table and just not care whoever takes it. To be able to provide that to the community is huge. Really give them the opportunity to make the choice for themselves. It's freedom. If you want to eat like garbage, eat like garbage. But look how amazing I feel over here with my workouts and the amount of energy I have. I want to just help people at this point. I just want to thank everybody that's been helping me.
Black belt farmer, Brady Wickland. My time's coming. You're gonna see me on the biggest stages, beating the biggest names. I'm gonna be the best in this game. I'm gonna die trying.